Peace Collective, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is Milan. I am an intuitive tarot reader. If you guys are new here to this channel, welcome. If you guys are returning, welcome back. It means the world to me each and every single time you guys join. Thank you times 1,000 for being here and for deciding to spend your time and your energy here with me in these readings. This is going to be a general reading. However, we are going to do a deep dive today. If you guys are interested in entertainment industry, music, pop culture, readings, and deep dives like that into celebrity culture, I do have a playlist curated on my channel called the Deep Dive series that only focuses on those types of readings. So if you guys are interested in personal readings, I do offer them. All the information is in the description box down below. Okay, if you guys are interested in general collective readings, I do have plenty of those on my channel as well if this is just not your speed. All right. I'm pretty sure if you're in here in this reading, you are up to speed with what's going on between our favorite Gemini, Kendrick, and our favorite Scorpio, Drake, at this time. Okay, these guys have been going back and forth with dropping the records, like the diss records against one another, just consecutively for the past couple of days. If you guys are not familiar, these two have seemed to be at odds, and they've been taking shots and little jabs at each other for years. And I mean like 10 plus years that this back and forth between the two of them has been going on. So regardless if you are a fan of Drake, you're a fan of Kendrick, you're just neutral, you're a fan of both, we can't deny that both of these guys are major players in the industry. They are giants in their own right. Okay, both of these guys are extremely talented. Okay, they are both hit makers, I feel like. Okay, Kendrick, we can't deny that he is a very lyrically inclined, okay, very inquisitive, very thought-provoking. Okay, Drake is extremely skilled, very talented at rapping. Okay, rapping is a skill. He is a bona fide hit maker, of course, right? You can rap along, you can sing along, you can dance to his music. All right, he's pretty much more of a hybrid, I feel like, in the hip-hop space. Okay, he can kind of go from pop back to rap, shit like that. Okay, so we're gonna just dive into the energy of Kendrick though, specifically. The reason why I'm not tapping into Drake in this reading specifically is because on my channel I've already dived into Drake 2 different times in the last few weeks. So if you guys want, you know, another deep dive on just Drake by himself, let me know. I will definitely do that if, you know, somebody asks, or leave it in the comments, whatever. But I really just want to focus solely on Kendrick today because some people, you know, declare him the quote unquote winner of this so-called beef, right? This battle, all these rounds are going back and forth with each other. I really personally feel like there really is no winner in all of this. Okay, both of these guys are great at what they do, but I feel like the only winner is really the record labels at the end of the day. But that's a whole different story, okay, for a whole nother day. So we're going to just tap into the energy of Kendrick at this time, see where his head is at, see what's going on with him, around him at this time. Okay, are the allegations he's making against Drake even true? Is there any validity to them? Was he fed false information? Okay, so we're going to try to like see and pull some cards. We're going to start with some oracle cards, and we'll dive into some tarot to see what's going on with this situation, you know, and where it goes from here. For some reason, I feel like he could be like dropping an album or something, or some type of EP or project maybe. I believe the last project he released was back in 2022. Okay, I think it's called The Big Steppers and Mr. Morale. Quick little tidbit, fun fact: before Drake's tour in 2023, it's all a blur tour. Kendrick Lamar's tour back in 2022 was the highest grossing rap tour, okay, to date. So Drake basically dethroned him with that title, having the highest grossing rap tour just a year later. So these guys are very neck and neck when it comes to the industry. They both have #1 hits, okay, make great albums. So we're gonna see what's going on with just Kendrick at this time. Okay, if you guys, you know, like this reading, like the vibes here on this channel, you like the style of reading, you like these types of deep dives with the celebrity culture, definitely leave a like on the video, leave a comment, put your thoughts in the comments, okay? I am not one to shy away from criticism or other people's input, so please feel free. All right, so we're going to tap into this and start with a couple of oracle cards, and then we'll dive into tarot to clarify, all right? Spirit, please give us some clear and concise messages regarding Kendrick Lamar at this time. What is going on with Kendrick's energy at this time, Spirit? Thank you. Whoops. Let's see. Kendrick's energy at this time. Let's see. Thank you. I'm going to start with 3 of these, and then we'll move on to another deck. At this time. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So I got a couple cards that fell out. The first card I'm seeing, though, it says mask. Interesting. It says not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. Interesting. So if you guys, Kendrick Lamar is really not like the social media type. He doesn't really ever post. His Instagram, I think maybe has like 2 or 3 posts, if that. He's the type where he'll kind of just come out, show face, make his music drop, and then kind of go back into the shadows for a long period of time. He's one of those guys where it's like, you hear music from him, you won't hear from him for another 3 to 5 years type of situation, but I feel like he's really not allowing us or even maybe like the people around him to see how he really feels at this time, okay? Personify, pretend. It's like, I feel like it's kind of almost like a game to him in a way. I'm hearing poker face, okay? He wears like a really serious poker face sometimes. Interesting. Let me see. Date. Okay, it says meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, plan and set a date. So it's weird because this guy is like all blacked out. There's no facial features or anything, so it's kind of like anonymous, like who is this guy? And I think that's kind of what makes Kendrick so almost like interesting or like intriguing. He's one of those celebrities where it's like you don't really see or hear much about him. There's a lot of like anonymity to him. It almost makes you question like, who are you really? You know what I mean? And I know what says date, okay, meeting someone new, dating. We're not really talking about relationship stuff, okay? So when I say like date, I just said that I think he could be dropping something like a project, a album or something. And this could just be kind of like, he's kind of just playing this game right now with going back and forth with Drake. I feel like to kind of set the red carpet or set the rollout in a way for a date, for something to come out. Okay. I also feel like with this mask card, there are other things that are going on behind the scenes here that he's aware of that we don't know. Okay. Obviously, because he's in the industry, we're not, right? Ooh, that's so funny. Grim Reaper. Interesting. I believe people refer to Kendrick as like the boogeyman or something. Interesting. It says the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Ooh, okay. That is so funny because you have the mask card that came out first, and then the last one is the Grim Reaper. So it's kind of like when these masks come off, it's like a Grim Reaper or the boogeyman underneath. Yeah, so he's got like a lot of like I don't want to say hatred in his heart, but he's got a lot of shit in his heart and in his mind that he's not really saying or not really showing. There's a lot more here as far as like this beef, quote unquote, goes, that we're not fully seeing. And I feel like he kind of keeps the mask on over all the stuff that he knows because people will villainize him. And he said a lot, okay? He has said quite a lot when it comes to this whole beef in the last 3-4 days, dropping all these tracks with all these allegations against Drake, okay? And I'm getting like death energy, okay? Like Scorpio, the death card that talks about endings, bringing new beginnings, major transformations. I feel like he could be going through some kind of like spiritual transformation. not like just necessarily career wise, but it's like he's kind of like reinventing himself personally. I feel like, okay, I think there's a lot of like skeletons in his own closet that he has really addressed in that last album. If you guys are Kendrick fans in any way, shape, or form, then you would know that that last album he put out, okay, the Big Steppers and Mr. Morale, he shed a lot of light on some of the darkness and stuff that he feels within himself, or some of the traumas that he's gone through and things like that. So I think him being more vulnerable and being more open about the things that have gone on in his personal life, his family, traumatic things from the past, it's kind of allowed him to transform and grow in a spiritual sense by basically accepting and acknowledging a lot of the things that he has done, either to the people around him, okay, his own transgressions, basically. Okay. I think with this relationship is over, no second chances. It's like he does not care about what will happen to him. I feel like after all of this exposing and letting all this shit out about Drake, whatever, okay, I don't want to say it's not going to really be a career ender, I don't think, for either one of these guys necessarily, but he basically wants to like take the mask off of Drake. I feel like he wants to expose who he really is. And it's like after this, he's not playing nice at all, okay? And he knows that. And I feel like he's kind of come to a point in his life where it's like, you know what? F the industry, F these masks, F the persona, like I'm coming for you and I'm coming for your neck, and it's over for you after this. Okay? How he feels in regards to this situation, okay? This beef, the rap debacle, him and Drake, okay? It's like he basically wants to expose what's going on in the shadows. And even if that means like the industry coming after him, or us, the culture, the community, the public, the internet coming after him, he doesn't even care. Like he really doesn't care, because I feel like it's a bigger picture to this than just coming after Drake. You know what I'm saying, guys? And some of you may ask, well, why doesn't he bring up anybody else? Why hasn't he, said anything about everyone else in the industry? Why just Drake, 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 Drake? I feel like because it's a rabbit hole that's a lot deeper. So, you can't really just say all the big name guys on top just right away. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to like peel the onion back with layers. And again, since him and Drake have kind of been going back and forth for a long time, the older he's gotten, the more enthralled he's gotten in the industry, the more he's found out, the more he has become the more he's become knowledgeable about what these people do behind the scenes and things like that, okay? But yeah, he is definitely fully embodying this boogeyman persona, okay, the bad guy. But at the same time, I just feel like he doesn't really care, like it doesn't really bother him, because it's for a bigger purpose. And I think in the back of his mind, he knows that he can't, take down the whole damn industry. He can't take down necessarily the guys in the suits at the tables, right? But it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm going to put in the effort where I can, or I'm going to, poke the bear where I can. And if it's like at this point where people believe it or not, but it's out there now. Okay, he knows that he has done something kind of damaging here to Drake's career, or at least his image. Okay, I really don't think that Drake is necessarily going to succumb to all of this for the most part, but he knows that he has exposed some type of like ugly face here, and Drake's public image is basically altered moving forward, and he's fully aware of that. And that was kind of like the goal, I feel like, to get people to see beyond this mask that that Drake wears. And it's funny, guys, I don't know if you've seen my other readings where I picked up the energy on Drake, but I did one with Drake and Nicki, and then I did one with Drake and Future. And they both view Drake as somebody who is very fake, who wears a mask. Okay, this card came out for him in both of those readings that I did for him. Okay, I have a card here that says mature woman. Okay, so the number 6 is on top of this card. We know he's a Gemini. That number 6 can be very significant for him in one way, shape, or form. Okay, because there's one song that he put out, 616 in LA, that had so many different types of meanings and layers to it. Okay, I just feel like the number 6 is very important to him at this time. Okay, and we know, Drake calls himself the 6th god or whatever. So mature woman, yeah, he has grown a lot. Okay, and we know obviously man, woman, male or female card are just energy, guys. So mature woman, I feel like he has grown a lot since he first got into the industry. There are a lot of things he's been exposed to or that he's become hip to, and I feel like he's a mature person. It's like he tries to be very upstanding, I feel like, for the most part, but at the same time he's very honest with himself. He's very real with himself. He's very open about certain digressions that he has done upon other people. Okay, he's very open about that. And I feel like he has matured a lot versus who he was maybe 3 to 5 years ago, 8 years ago, or back in the day, again, when all of this even started, okay, 10 plus years ago. I also just feel like he doesn't really view Drake as somebody who's mature. He doesn't view him as somebody who is like an upstanding character, clearly, with all the claims that he's put out against Drake at this time, okay? And to be fair, guys, we don't really know if any of what they're saying is necessarily true, okay? Drake or Kendrick, just to be fair. But I will say there is definitely more damaging, I feel like, quote unquote, like evidence or signs that point to Drake kind of being on some weird type of time, if you will, okay? And I feel like Kendrick is kind of just trying to really peel back the onion to get us to realize something here. And Drake is a very, very heavy hitter in the industry, so that's a tall tree to cut down, okay? So he's not going to go down easily necessarily, but I feel like Kendrick doesn't care. He doesn't mind how he's looked at after this, because I feel like in his mind he's like, well, the job is done. I said what I had to say. I'm standing on that. I'm not changing my stance, okay? The way that this woman is even just sitting on this car, just sitting up, very poised, very serious face. Her hands are crossed. It's like, I said what I said. And that's it, whether you take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Let me get another one of these, please. Where's Lamar this time? Thank you. Where's Lamar this time? Whoops. Ooh, wow. Imprisonment? Interesting. And I'm seeing change as well. Gift. I didn't mean for all those cards to come out, but yeah, again, I said that already. Like, he's going through some, like, a very major change or a transformation here or something. Yeah, distant horizons. Number 36 may be significant or something here. This is giving me, like, traveling, moving energy, okay? Distant horizons. I feel like please don't mind me if I like pause for a moment, guys, okay? When I'm reading, I'm literally channeling, so I'm trying to decipher what it is that I'm getting in my mind to get it out with words in the most clear, concise way. Maybe he moved recently or something, or did he like relocate? I know he's from like the West Coast, like California, but did he like, I feel like he doesn't live over there though, or something. Okay, I do feel like there is some distance between him and his wife, is what I'm picking up. For what exactly, I'm not sure. Let me get one more of these. Yeah, there is some validity to that, okay, with Kendrick being some type of like distance from his wife at this time. Not to say that they're like not together, okay, or like not speaking or not co-parenting. It's not that. It's just, it's like maybe they don't live in the same home together right now, or they took some space to see how they feel. Maybe they'll get back together. We'll see, but I'm not getting something here so serious where it's like, oh, they're just not together and the kids aren't his. I'm not really getting that right now, at least not yet. Okay, let's see. Why is this here? Here. Yeah, I think this will kind of really like, in a way, not damage his career, but kind of help it go different places, okay? Or maybe just in his life in general, maybe his spiritual journey, his spiritual transition here. I feel like it's going to really take him places after this situation between him and Drake, you know? Just in horizons, you see? But there's a giant anchor here on this card, so that kind of gives me the energy of like someone maybe holding him back or trying to keep him keep him in place. I'm hearing keep you in check or something. So interesting. Hi kitty. My cat just popped up out of nowhere. So let's see, why is this here? Why is this here? Pathway. Okay. Seeing pathway card, the number 35. There's butterflies on this card. There's a couple of monarch butterflies, it looks like. So butterflies represent transformation, like major change, okay? And there's like a light at the end of the tunnel here. So I feel like he's really gone through a lot. He's kind of accepting his own truths here, accepting his own demons in his own closet. Okay, so there's really nothing here that someone else can expose about him that he hasn't already said himself. Basically, I feel like. Pathway. Not really understanding why that's here. It's so weird because it's like he's so, I don't want to say like the energy is blocked, but it's like he is so, not secretive, but he's so protective of his energy, which is a good thing. That's a good thing to be protective of your energy, right? But he's very like, to the point where he's like, I can't even really channel or like pick up a lot from him. I feel like he's very, very closed off at this time. I feel like I don't think he's going to go into some kind of like hiatus necessarily. But I feel like he's going to really take a step back after this until he releases a full-length album or a project, an EP or something that us, the public, doesn't necessarily like really know about right now. I think that he might be slightly concerned though that maybe something here might kind of hold him back or anchor him from getting through this pathway, getting through the darkness of a tunnel here to get to the end of the light, you know? And he mentioned something like that in a song where he said that how Drake is like a master manipulator and you can paint the story how you want, you know, how the audience isn't really slow. He's fully aware that if he says too much or, you know, tries to like say something else like social media terms, people are going to just twist it and turn it and make it something that it's not. Okay, because they're already doing that in the music. That's interesting. I'm gonna just get into the tarot and see why else this is here, because I'm not confused, but again, it's like he's very protective of his energy, and I feel like he's very covered, you know, he's very protected from like a spiritual sense as well. I feel like he's kind of really just not trying to like show his cards in a way. Let's see. Is there like any truth to what Kendrick has been saying about Drake though, Spirit? Is there any truth to what Kendrick has been saying? Let's see. Is there any truth to what Kendrick has been saying against Drake? Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. King of Swords flew right out. Okay, if you guys heard my question, I said, is there any truth or validity to anything that Kendrick has said about Drake? King of Swords is a truth teller. Okay, no holds barred, very blunt, very straightforward, very honest, clear, sound mind, clear, open, honest communication. This is also air sign energy. Okay, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We know Kendrick is a Gemini. So, and again, with the symbolism of butterflies. Okay, there are a couple butterflies on the throne that the King of Swords is sitting on. So again, kind of like signifying transformation, change. King of Swords is ultimately a truth teller, guys, and that's funny that that was the first card that came out. So yeah, it's like he's trying to expose or basically rip off the mask that Drake be wearing, you know. But he knows he has to play this in a certain way. He knows he has to play this in a particular way. He can't just, he has to be very careful, okay, with how he goes about this. And he doesn't care though. That's the thing. It's like King of Swords can represent like a lawyer as well. He has to be very mindful of lawyers coming after him and stuff like that, okay? People trying to like cover up his truth or hold him back from continuing to share the truth, keeping the truth in the shadows, okay? Why is this here? Very truth and validity to what Kendrick has been saying about Drake. So I definitely believe, considering that the King of Swords was the first card out, yes, he's telling the truth about what he's alleging here, okay? Why is the King of Swords here? What is truth and validity to this? Let's see. Oh. Okay. Yeah, and he is not playing nice, okay? King of Swords is really, like, not the nicest person when it comes to, like, certain things. They can be very straightforward, a little harsh, a little mean, a little cold. He's going into this with no feelings, no emotions, you know, like, at all. Let's see. Why is this here? I just saw the Four of Swords. Yeah, Four of Swords, okay? Then I have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, he has to be very careful with this moving on because they may try to put a stop to his money or slow his money down or something, okay? Four of Swords is like putting something to rest, if not like a cease in communication, okay? Rest, relaxation as well. And Page of Pentacles is like an offer, money. But he doesn't even care. It's like he's not worried about the money. You know what I'm saying? Someone may have even already tried to approach him with like some legal matters. Like, hey man, if you don't stop what you're doing, or if you don't put this shit to rest or whatever, or take this and that down or something here, they're going to slow up his money, okay? The Page of Pentacles is like a breadcrumb. That's not the King or Queen of Pentacles. It's not even an ace, okay? That's like the smallest pentacle in the deck. So he may... And it's funny because it's like, why, if you're just lying and you're delusional and you're just making stuff up, there's no validity to it, why would somebody have to make sure that you stop doing this, that, or the third, or that you close your mouth? You know what I'm saying? And that you stay quiet. Why would somebody have to do that? Or even threaten to do that? You know what I'm saying? And again, King of Swords is like a lawyer. Okay? Someone in the legal field, a judge even sometimes. So he has to be very mindful of this moving forward, okay? Because there could be a potential behind the scenes thing going on where they're going to try to like put an end to this or put an end to him. Not like, I'm not going to say that. I don't think like his physical life necessarily, but they're just going to try to like kill his image, I feel like. And again, he said that Drake was going to do that. He knew that was going to happen. Like, you can paint the story how you want, whatever. But he is very standing 10 toes in what he's saying. Okay? And he's not lying. He's not lying. Let's see. but he may just not even say any more about this because he's done enough, basically. Let's see. Or he may have been approached, or I don't want to use the word threatened right away, but he may have been, you know, spoken to about legal action or something here. I don't know. Let's see. Some may even try to pay him to like shut up. You know? Let's see. Why is this here? Eight of Cups I just saw. Oops. Let's keep those. Yeah, Eight of Cups is what I'm seeing. This is like walking away from something or leaving something behind. I think he wants to, like, in a way, leave the industry behind or something, or he may even have to, okay, because of this. Queen of Wands here. Then I have the Strength card, Leo energy. Yeah, it's like someone may have offered him some type of money here to like stay quiet or just to shut up, hold your tongue, okay? The Strength card is the energy of kind of like being cool, calm, and collected, keeping your composure. Okay, and it's like, you know, you want to say something or you want to go off on somebody, but you got to, you know, pump the brakes and just hold your tongue a little bit. Okay, and even like the lion, like his tail is literally like tucked in between its legs. So he's really trying to keep his composure here and not say, I don't want to say like not say anything else, because he's already said a lot, like very damaging things. Okay, but again, I feel like he may have been threatened or something, or someone may have approached him or been like, hey, we'll pay you this, we'll give you this if you just be quiet, if you just leave this alone. You know what I'm saying? If you just walk away from this with this Eight of Cups. And I feel like he may want to even just walk away from the industry completely after this, basically once his job is done. I feel like in his mind, like his purpose at this point in time is to use his image and to use his platform, use his popularity to expose, again, the people in the industry that in the shadows that wear masks, okay? And this Queen of Wands is someone who's very ambitious, very goal-driven. They are a hustler, okay? They are a leader as well for the most part. Okay, this is also going to be someone who is into spiritual work and stuff like that, okay? Like a witch or a warlock or something. With that black cat there. I feel like he may have been approached by like a woman to tell him to like leave this alone, like you don't want to do this, like you don't want to like tackle that bear, or you don't want to like, you know, peel the onion back with that topic, because he knows people are really not going to believe it. But he's very serious. He's very 10 toes. Like this is more than just Drake to him. This is a much bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? To him than just, oh, Drake and Kendrick, let's just drop a few songs. Like, no, there is a much bigger fish here that needs to be fried, that he's trying to get us to see, okay, through his creativity, through the music, you know, because if he just gets up on social media saying certain things or whatever, people may not, you know, they're going to just twist and turn it. They're doing it anyway with the music, twisting and turning the things that he's saying, okay, manipulating things, I feel like. And that's why I feel like he may, you know, he may be considering just walking away from the industry completely at this point, I feel like. Ooh, Three of Swords. That's like separation, heartbreak, okay? Feeling at a loss. And again, please don't mind me, guys, if I pause for a second. Like, I'm literally channeling here. Okay. I think there's something here about his image, or he might have been worried about his image being tarnished here or something, or again, people not believing what he's saying, okay? Because swords, doesn't matter how many or whatever, okay, what card is swords, just in general in tarot, have to do with your thoughts and communication, okay? So with these swords piercing through the heart here, it's like he knows people are not going to believe what he's saying. And I think that really bothers him, and that kind of strikes a chord with him, you know? He's like, people are so brainwashed is what I'm hearing. And I think in one part of his mind, he's like, is this even worth it? Like, is this even worth trying to like tackle this bear, even though there's like a much bigger purpose behind this and people need to know? There's something also in him that's like, you know what, maybe I should just leave this alone because people are not going to believe it anyway. But I will say it worked, okay? Him calling Drake out. And again, he doesn't really care how people will view him after this. He just wants people to know what the hell is really going on. But he has to be mindful and be careful about how he does it, when he does it, and all that, the avenues that he takes doing this, because there are a lot of powerful people in high places here that he's dealing with. That again can kind of really manipulate things and make something seem the way that it's not. And I don't really get that Kendrick is the type of person to just show up, drop a bunch of music after not releasing music for 2 years just to lie on somebody. You know what I'm saying? I just don't really feel that at all. What else is this here? I'm not really getting any cards here about dishonesty or, anything like that. Let me see. 3 of Wands. Let me get one more. We saw the Hermit too. Oof, okay, the Fool, and then I have the 3 of Wands here. So he knew that he was taking a risk doing this. Okay, the Fool card is just don't really think before you speak, don't really think before you act. You kind of just, he looks like he's about to just jump off the cliff, okay, and just go for it. This is a very like lively, fun, lighthearted energy as well. And I feel like he almost feels kind of relieved, like getting some of these sentiments that he's been feeling off of his chest. Okay, and he's looking toward the future. He's saying all this, he's taking a risk, jumping off the cliff, and he's not looking back with that 3 of Wands, like, at all. Again, he doesn't really care, I feel like, about how the public will perceive him after this, because it's like, okay, you spoke your truth, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Say, for example, us, regular people not in the industry with shit like this, as long as we've spoken our truth regarding a particular situation or a particular person, that's all we can do. And it makes you feel lighter. You feel more free. You feel more relieved. It's like a weight lifted off your shoulder when you are living in your truth, and you're being honest about things. It doesn't necessarily weigh on you or bog your brain so much trying to keep up with a bunch of lies and stuff like that, And I feel like he's going to I think he's going to walk away from the industry after this, guys. I do. Again, he may drop another project, maybe an album, an EP or something like that. Okay, he may travel, do a couple shows or something like that is the vibe that I'm getting with this 3 of Wands. But he's moving forward with his life after this, like for real. Okay, I really want to ask though, Spirit, was there like a plant? Did Drake plant information to him or something? Like I'm trying to figure out if there was really a mole or something in Drake's camp that went to Kendrick, or did Drake really, set him up in a way? Did Drake do this on purpose and set him up? Did Drake feed him fake information, Spirit? Did Drake feed him fake information? Let's see. 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. That's like a family unit. That's a lot of money. Okay, legacy, wealth. Interesting. That doesn't really answer my question though. Did Drake feed him information? 10 of Pentacles. Did Drake feed him information? Did we feed him false info, Spirit? Thank you. False information. Oops. Let's see, the Hangman. Okay, and I have the Ace of Pentacles here. Huh. Okay. The Hangman is like a changed perspective, having like an enlightenment or, you know, realizing something here, changing your mind about something. I feel like with this, you know, Drake may have tried to like pay money or like infiltrate, you know, his structure, his stability here or something, the validity of the person that he is, but I feel like he wasn't buying it or something with this Hangman card. Okay, it's giving me like the energy of like, okay, like I see what you're doing, like you tried with that Ace of Pentacles. Okay, as aces are just opportunities, they're not guarantees. Okay, it's also like a form of payment, a form of money. It's like Drake may have paid somebody in his own camp to try and infiltrate, okay, and give Kendrick information, but I don't think he really fell for it. And I think that's why, you know, again, like the truthful energy and trying to hold shit and holding back or whatever from saying certain things is coming out, because I think he realized something. Like he realized that something wasn't right. So it's like, you know, I'm not gonna go with what you're trying to tell me. I'm gonna go with what I know is the energy that I feel like, you know. Let's see. Let me see. Six of Cups. That's like memories, things from your past. Okay, nostalgia. Yeah, I think, again, I really think Drake may have tried, but it's something here about Kendrick knowing or already being with, like, familiar with certain things here, or familiar with how Drake operates, how he moves. Okay? Let me see. Is there a mole or something? Page of Cups. Yeah, it's like he tried, okay? He had a concerted effort, but it's like, okay, Drake, you paid somebody to feed false information to Kendrick, right? To keep him confused, or, you know, like to keep him off his game. But at the same time, I feel like whatever like false information they tried to get Kendrick to spew out there, it's like he kind of saw it for what it was, is the energy that I'm getting. Okay, so it's like he stuck with what he knew to be true. So I think Drake here is kind of like trying to save face or something, and like make it seem like, oh, I'm 10 steps ahead of you, but are you really though? You know? What is this here? The Judgment card. Yeah, that's like your purpose, your calling, having like some type of spiritual awakening here. I said that already. Like Kendrick is going through like a spiritual awakening or something, and I think he's fulfilling his purpose here. Okay, and it's not to say like Kendrick is like, oh, some like holier than thou Messiah or whatever, you know, but he's basically calling shit out for what it is. The things that he has seen, things that he knows. And I feel like, you know, it's kind of something that he realized that he's supposed to be doing here. Again, because it's a much bigger picture here than just, oh, it's Drake. You know, it's because it's not just about Drake, like at all. But that's a very big fish to fry to get to the other fish, if that makes sense, okay? That's interesting. Let's see. What's next after this? What is next after this? Okay, again, I really feel like there's a part of him that kind of like almost worries about the future, but it's because it's unknown. You never know what, you know, diving off this kind of cliff, you know, would do to your career. But I think he's had thoughts, or he's considered walking away from the industry anyway. So it's like, you know what? If I'm gonna go out, I might as well go out with a bang and and let people know what the hell is really going on for real with their favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? And calling things out for what they really are. Okay? Okay, what else is going on with Kendrick? Thank you. What else is going on with Kendrick with this situation? Okay, let's see. Justice. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, he's gonna be fine either way financially. Okay. Justice card can talk about legal situations, karma as well. Okay, spiritual karma. And I said this already, he has to be very careful because there could be something here where he may be hit with like a lawsuit, or he may have been approached or threatened. Like, hey man, you need to be careful, is that and third, or, you know, we're going to send paperwork for you. Okay, and this Queen of Pentacles is very financially secure, very stable. I think he's kind of just sitting back, you know, with his feet up in a way. And he, you know, he's good financially. I don't think he's too worried about that necessarily, but he's kind of just gonna sit back and watch watch things unfold with this Justice card. I feel like, you know. And in a way, I feel like the universe is kind of using him and his voice to bring upon like spiritual karma to these people in the industry that do wear a mask or do these egregious things that he's alleging against Drake, basically. Okay. And I still haven't gotten out one card about dishonesty, being untruthful, okay, being a manipulator, playing mind games. I haven't gotten anything like that yet. So I think it's fair enough to say, at least when it comes to this reading about just Kendrick Lamar, that he's a very like just, integral person, or at least, you know, he does his absolute best to be. And again, he's come to terms and he's already faced the reality of certain things that he might have done in his own personal life here, that he's already reaped the karma for, I feel like. Okay. And his karma after this may be like some type of financial security in other ventures or other avenues of making money, since, like I said, he may want to like leave the industry behind after all of this. In a way, it's like he's done with the games, the shenanigans, and he doesn't want to be part of something like that, considering, you know, his spiritual growth, his spiritual maturity has grown. And I feel like the music industry he may feel like the music industry, even though like the money is great for him, you know, he has a lot of fans all around the world, it's just not something that is sitting right with him morally. And again, kind of like knowing a lot of these things are going on behind the scenes and not speaking up or being truthful about it, it doesn't sit well with his spirit, I feel like, anymore, you know? Let's see. What's going on between him and his wife? What's going on between Kendrick and his wife? Spirit, thank you. Moon? Yeah, he's either like exposing some secrets here or something. They may already be married, but we just don't know it yet. Because I'm getting the Moon, which is like things that are hidden, things we don't know about. Okay, that's coming out in between the Justice card, which can also be a contract, and the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, 9 times out of 10, is someone who is a wife or a husband. So I feel like, you know, him and his wife, again, they may have been separated for a little while, okay? Like, you do your thing, I do my thing. We can co-parent, travel to see one another if it's necessary. But I do feel like there is something here about being separated, especially with that 3 of Swords, okay? But they may like come back together and get married or something a little down the line, if, you know, they decide to do that, things go well, right? But it's something that we won't really know or be hip to necessarily. Like, it won't be public information, as far as like something they just brag about on social media, okay? I feel like they take their privacy very seriously, both of them. Hey, what's going on between Kendrick and his wife? Thank you. his fiance, I should say. What's this? Queen of Cups. Yeah, they're still very much in love with each other here, okay? They do have a lot of love for each other still. She still really cares about him, obviously, you know. With this Queen of Cups card, that's somebody who is very compassionate, very nurturing, okay? I feel like he may have even some kind of like intuitive or like psychic gift here or something that he's learning more about or still trying to navigate or get more in tune and more in touch with even, okay? And his wife. His wife is very spiritual as well. Okay, that's why you don't really see them entertain the whole social media games like ever. Okay, even before this, neither one of them were really big on social media, you know? Let's see. Why is this here? Why is this here? Okay, make sure you guys definitely like leave a comment. There's stuff that you want to add to this. Please let me know. Leave a like on the video if you guys are enjoying this. Let's see. Why is this here? Ooh. Okay, yeah, King of Cups. That's a match. Okay, King and Queen of Cups. So I think, again, there was some distance or a separation at one point, but they are still very much more in sync and a lot closer than they make it seem like, or the way that Drake may try to like portray it or spin the narrative or something here to the public. They're like a lot closer than what it seems, okay? Than just what social media looks like, all right? I mean, personally, I don't, I'm just a regular civilian. I don't follow my person on social media, I just don't, and he doesn't follow me either. So personally, we never had a problem with stuff like that, but it doesn't mean we're not tight. You know what I'm saying? They are very much so still close, okay? They very much so love each other here. Okay, and again, it's just not something that they necessarily like show off to the public, I feel like. Or at least not at this time. Let's see. Let me get one more. And the Two of Wands, okay. That's like an energy of like having to make a decision, kind of having a fork in the road, planning, making plans, okay. They're definitely making plans here to, I feel like, solidify their marriage or get back together or something here. All right. But I do feel like, just in general, Kendrick's energy overall here, again, to kind of swing it back to what I said about Drake and the whole mole information, like, yes, Drake definitely did try to like pay and have somebody feed him false information, but I feel like Kendrick was a little like too keen, a little too on his toes to fall for it, basically. Okay, like he knew what was up in a way. So again, he only went with what he knew to be true, okay? He didn't just go out and spew stuff to the public, okay, that he knew wasn't true. So no matter what this quote unquote mole, okay, that Drake paid to give false information to Kendrick, he might have just soaked it up and was like, yeah, okay, sure, yep, I hear you, okay, sure, let's go with that. But he really didn't say whatever this mole that was paid by Drake, okay, told him. He went with what he already knew. So he basically paid dust to what the false informant was telling him. So Drake trying to like say, oh, you made a song and told a whole story about something that wasn't even true. That was kind of just to save face, basically, guys, okay? And again, manipulate and kind of like twist and turn the narrative to make it seem like he was one step ahead of the game, okay? And if you guys are up to speed with the music that's being dropped, there is a lot of kind of chatter on the internet going around how Drake kind of really sounded defeated. It sounded more like a defense mode, okay? Because it was. That's exactly what it was, okay? Kendrick wasn't lying when he said the audience is not stupid. They're not dumb, okay? you, me, and the regular everyday viewer just watching this at home, you know, we're not as dumb as these record executives and these big time artists may think that their fans are, or the public is, basically. Okay. But yeah, as someone who likes both of their music, okay, I really do enjoy both of their music. It would really be weird uh to not have, you know, Drake's music playing in rotation, or it'd be weird for me as a Kendrick fan to not hear any more Kendrick Lamar music, right? Granted, he doesn't really drop a lot as it is. I just feel like this situation here, exposing all of these secrets and stuff like that, he feels as though this is going to bring him positive spiritual karma. Okay, and I think that he's okay with where he's at financially. He's okay with where he's at emotionally. Okay, he's okay with where he's at as far as like the status of his relationship goes. You know, and there's really nothing that the public can say, Drake can say, the internet or whatever, that's going to sway him with how he's feeling and what his truth that he's told here. Okay, remember the very first card that came out when I asked, is there any truth or validity to what he's saying? The King of Swords came out. So yeah, like he's not being dishonest here, guys. Okay. So he really took a risk and took a leap of faith on what he knew and the things he's seen, the things that he's witnessed, okay? The things that he's heard from other people, okay? I'm not talking about this paid for false informant. I'm talking about even before all of this, the last few months. I'm talking about he has stuff that he knows that's in the shadows for years, okay? He knows he's taking a risk doing this. Okay, I think it would really hurt him and break his heart for, you know, to have to like walk away from something that he loves with a passion here. But I think he knows it'll be for the best. After all of this, him, Drake, back and forth or whatever. Again, he may put out like one more project or something, maybe do one more tour, travel or something. He may be trying to think about it or consider it. But I don't think he really wants anything to do with the depths of the industry after this, like at all. It's kind of like, you know, this is my final coup de grace. This is my chef's kiss goodbye. And he's basically like telling us do what you will with the information. Okay, but he's really standing 10 toes in what he's saying. And he's not one to be swayed or have his mind changed, again, just because of what narratives are being spun or said on the internet. Okay. But I wouldn't be surprised if there were things going on behind the scenes, like, you know, someone trying to like get him to shut up or get him to be quiet, get him to stop dropping this music. Or okay, I'm hearing something about a cease and desist. That energy came out between like the Like That song, him and Metro Boomin and Future. Apparently Drake tried to put out a cease and desist to get the record from being played everywhere. So if you don't hear that, you know, the bops, the songs on the radio or whatever, okay, the songs that Kendrick has put out, it's not for no reason. Okay. Or his money may slow down a little bit because of this, but again, he's got a much bigger purpose outside of this, so he's not really too concerned about it. But I'm gonna leave this reading here, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading and you guys were able to take something from it. Definitely leave a like on the video, leave a comment, let me know what you know. Okay, I love to interact with you all, but I'm gonna leave this here. I love you guys so much, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.